Okay, guys, this was a little bit unannounced, but we've been waiting to have one of my favorite athletes on to tell his story and his journey about training with Full Circle Coaching. So this is John Dodds. Welcome, John.
Welcome to you all. Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, so I wanted to have John tell his story a little bit because he's one of my virtual athletes that I've worked with for the past how long?
4 years.
Okay, so this is our 4th year together. So that's so exciting. So we actually met at the Ride on Ryan Triathlon, I guess 4 years ago, right? And
Right.
that's a race that I host with Ryan's family every year in honor of his life. And so it was great to be at that race and see you participate. And then you reached out to me after that, right? So why don't you take it from there?
So if I back up a moment,
Okay.
when I turned my 50s, I decided I wanted to do something a little bit more.
Yeah.
I started getting into biking and running, and then I saw a TV show about triathlon. I thought, I got to try this.
Try it, right?
And I said, okay. And then I realized I'm not really know what I'm doing. I happened to sign up for the triathlon for Ride on Ryan.
Okay.
And that's where you offered a real quick weekend hanging out with a coach to learn about triathlons.
Oh, that's right. So I did the 1-day camp
Right.
before the race, and that's where we actually met. Okay, now it's all coming clear to me.
And
Okay,
then
cool.
we had a 4 weeks prior to where you had a conversation with me and kind of seeing how things were going from that 1-day camp.
Right. Okay, and this is actually good because we are going to be talking about camp today as well. So you got the opportunity to be at several camps with me. And I forgot that actually that 1-day camp was the reason that you ended up signing up with me, I think, right?
You specifically, yes.
Okay, cool. So tell us a little bit about your journey. Like you said, you were turning 50, or what was the reason to try to do a triathlon? What was your why?
The why really came when I turned 50. For me, that number meant I'm getting that 3-letter word old.
Right.
And I decided, well, I wanted to start biking. I'll try that.
Right.
And I started doing that. Wasn't sure what I was doing, but I was enjoying that. And then I got a little bored. I said, okay, let me try running, and started doing that. Not sure what I was doing.
Right.
It was watching, and like many of those folks, seeing a triathlon on TV, and it really kind of went, wow, I like biking. I like that running thing and swimming. I think I can swim.
Right.
I think I want to try this. It seemed like I've never been competitive, never was into sports, but it was something I was want to go, I want to do this for me, to challenge me on something. And that's how it kind of started for me.
Okay, cool. And so so you reached out to me after your first race. Tell us quickly about how that first race went with just the camp, as a preface.
So the going with that 1-day camp with you was a real eye-opening experience that I really did not know what I was doing. Yes, I could get on a bike and pedal. Yes, I can move my feet. I did not know that I could run wrong, but I found that out. And swimming was, oh my God, she is going to help me from drowning. So
Right.
that's where that really kind of started. The race, while I had a lot of pointers from you, had a lot of conversations, and those pointers really did help me in paying attention to a few things that I needed to do while having my first experience.
Right.
And it was really a godsend because when I first started out swimming, I think I did half of it on my back because I was so scared.
Right.
I was so feared that I was drowning, but I kept thinking, she was doing this. She was bouncing around with you. John, you can do this. And that's what kept me motivated through that.
Right.
What really the obsession started, and I have to tell you this really quickly, I happened to be in the last mile, maybe 3/4 of a mile. I was running it with this woman who had done 18 triathlons. She was 80 years old. She was a nurse. And we're running that last mile, and I think I'm doing great. We get to the last 200 yards, and she started running as though I was walking. And I
I love
had
that.
no gas.
I love
A
that.
friend of mine was videotaping this 80-year-old woman, and I don't say old woman, 80-year-old woman, run way past me as I'm struggling and I'm looking death on the face as I'm coming into the finish line.
Right.
That's what started for me to go, I am doing this every day for the rest of my life. And
I
I'm
love
doing
that
it with
story.
full circle.
I love that story so much. I mean, I can relate to that because whenever I'm in a race and someone passes me with their age on their calf and it's older than me, I don't get mad. I say, I want to be like them when I grow up. Like it's total motivation for me. It's not a bad thing.
I'm very similar, but when I see someone older pass me, I go, okay, you can do this. You can go faster. You got a little bit more. You got a little bit more until you realize I got nothing left. I'm going to leave it all here.
Okay, so let's talk about the side effects that you have had over the last almost 4 years with training with me. Now, remember, John and I do not live in the same town. He lives in Georgia. He lives in Savannah, Georgia, and I live in Miami, and I coach him remotely. So we have a remote virtual coaching relationship, which is part of my triathlon transformation program. It's the same exact program. He's just been it longer because he's still in love with the sport and he's still getting results. But let's talk about some of those results, those healthy side effects.
So that there's full circle, as you always describe it, as a holistic, an entire lifestyle. It's not just biking, running, swimming. It's nutrition. It's the emotional part. It's a whole gamut, the whole circle, if you will.
Yes, the full circle.
And so if I pick on a number of different areas, like swimming, if you look at an Olympic pool, you have the long length.
50 meter. Yeah, the 50 meter. Yeah.
I struggled to go down and back on the short length when I did my first triathlon.
Right.
Now I'm not struggling any longer. In fact, I'm doing close to 1.5 miles in an hour setting. And I'm tired because it's a great workout, but I would never have been able to do that when I started this 3 years ago or 4 years ago.
Right.
And when I look at biking, I started out on a standard hybrid, comfortable bike with straight little arms and type of thing and pedaling with upright, feeling great, awesome. Kind of going, okay, doing 10 miles an hour.
Right.
I am now in a position where in that aero position, all bent over and you're really getting in there. You're looking like a real professional. Yep. And I can hold that there and I'm doing 20 plus miles an hour and I'm holding it for great lengths of time.
Right.
That I was never able to do. And when it comes to running, now I was told that I was running wrong because I was running backward, with my feet out in front of me and me leaning back. And now I'm leaning forward and I'm engaging into my speed has went tremendously much faster.
Yes.
The big one is I started out at 215 pounds. I believe you may have a picture of that.
Yeah, I'll post the before and after photos in the links in the comments below.
So me as a almost 6 foot person, 215 kind of looks like I'm a skinny person hiding a football underneath my chest. And the after is I lost about 45 pounds. I am the best weight, the weight that I was when I got out of boot camp in the Marine Corps. I am not fit. I'm in fact more fit than I was many, many years ago.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations. I couldn't be more proud of you. And it's been such an awesome journey and we have, more goals for this year. And I am going to see you in just a few weeks in March at our Ultimate Tri Camp. And I'm pretty sure you're in this picture behind me. I'm not quite sure where, but this is a picture from Tri Camp. Are you there? You see yourself?
Yep. It's probably all off to your right ear. Left.
This one or this is one?
That's your left, your other left.
This one?
That one.
Wait, are you here?
Right.
I don't know where you are.
Right about there.
Okay, cool. So John, that's the last piece of the interview. I wanted to see if you could speak to what's Ultimate Tri Camp all about, because we are opening registration to the public. in the next few days. And I wanted to just kind of give people a little information about it.
Oh God, camp is an experience that you can never get in a year's worth of face-to-face conversation.
Right.
When you talk about it, and it's not about intensity, while there is a lot of focus around the different modalities, emotional as well, and the restoration, you get so much information and more than I would ever have thought that I would have walked away with. And I'm going back for the third time because there's still never enough information. I have learned that through camp, I have gotten in touch with the different, what should I be using from biking, swimming, and running? What should I be thinking about from food? You get so much information and you get to connect. As a virtual person, I call myself a solo artist because I do a lot of my training by myself. But being with camp, you actually get to talk to people, touch them, really share your views and being authentic. It's and I dare I say a religious experience for me.
I love that.
Because it's really something really emotional because I don't get a chance to really connect with people in that looking face to face and really going through, I'm not alone.
Right.
And it really means something in camp when you're going, I'm not alone. And this experience is we can do this.
Right. Yeah. And it really helps create the community, right? We're with each other for 6 days, right? So we arrive on a Tuesday night and we're there until Sunday together. And by the end, you have these lifelong friends. And what's cool is we're part of the community all year round. And then at camp, you really get to solidify those relationships and create the bonds, but you're also up leveling in one of the biggest ways, like you said, emotionally, physically, mentally, and nutritionally. So it's really, really a complete package. But all right, well, thank you so much. Is there any last words that you'd like to share about your experience with Full Circle Coaching?
I have to say, if there's one thing is connection, and with you hear with all the political stuff is unity. One of the things that I have to say is I don't think I'd be as committed, obsessed, fulfilled, and really enjoying my experience and the work that I do as I get when I connect with the Full Circle team. I'm able to get connected in a number of ways socially, on the internet, and all these different social media outlets and whatnot that you guys connect with. It's that connection and unity that really stands out for me. And I've heard other people with other coaching groups. This is one that listens, that actually is looking out for my best interest, even as I'm feeling down and all that blue. They got you.
Yes. Thank you so much, John. I am honored to be on this triathlon journey with you, and I'm super, super excited for 2021. All right, you guys, have a nice day. See you later.